then it might be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But then even later on into the game, right, you're going to probably be getting this Aghanim Shard on the Ursa, and then Veno just falls off massively in terms of his effectiveness.
Sure.
The lane is good, mid-game nowhere near as much.
Yeah, it's very much a lane pick, but it does give some AoE damage as well to TSM and some pretty scary team fight. The vision as well, advantage to try and make it more difficult for Warlock to get in position and drop a good golem from range. The DK stun as well is going to be a lot harder to connect onto this Tiny or Phoenix. So it does give you that advantage as well in the team fights here with using the Plague Wards.
They have two very different, distinctive playstyles that they're going to be going for this game as well. TSM, just look at the heroes that they have. Who actually wants to just stand there and hit a tower? Nobody. Like, maybe a Tiny if it gets to the ultra late game, but then you're just setting yourself up to get gone on by the entire team. TSM, it feels weird because I'm about to say they're all on pickoff, but like Venomancer, Phoenix, they're not like this super quick damage as well, right? So you're going to need to find a squishy target, burst it down, turn a 5v5 into a 5v4 in your favor, whereas on OG, they want to be the ones to force that reaction. You know, you've got a DK that can stand in the Elder Dragon form and push a tower. You've got a Viper that can do the same sort of thing. So I'm really thinking that TSM needs someone that actually wants to be a little bit more of that frontline presence that they can rally around if the game needs it.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, but I'm along OG's line of thinking here, banning some illusion heroes that want to do exactly that. TSM, like I said, they brought out the Naga Siren before. Not a bad lane at all versus the DK, right? You got the Dispel, it's looking really good as well this game, right? So I might see OG consider a ban for that.
Even the TB, I mean, we've seen how effective Tomato on his TB can be. I mean, they don't really have a ton of great ways to be able to deal with the TB illusions right now, and you know, as long as he can just stand there, you are a little bit more survivable, I suppose, because of your high armor against a lot of these right-clicking style of heroes. So, yeah, I wouldn't hate seeing something like a TB because your counter initiation is just so strong.
Yeah, I think they might go for something with a Dispel in lane, right? That's why they banned the Jug as well. But the CK lane is just really strong, honestly, with a Marcy potentially, that you can just get kill after kill, even if you put the Viper there. It's too scary, right? So I think potentially TSM, some kind of illusion here. But for OG first, as they need to define their roles, right?
I mean, it's most likely a 4, right? Because you're thinking Viper, DK, Ursa cores.
Okay, maybe not.
Okay, so Viper, Warlock are the supports?
I'm wondering if it's a DK4.
Could be a DK4, right?
Sure. The Puck now being picked into a lineup that has no real consistent stunts. Dispose actually is quite a long cast animation, so it's hard to get the Puck with that.
This makes that Void Spirit pick a little bit more viable now, though. It's not bad against the Puck. It's one of those few things that has that pick-off potential with the Yule Scepter into the Remnant, into other stuns.
So carry Tiny?
Maybe a carry Tiny?
I think they're pretty fine with the mid-Tiny, though, like for all the reasons you brought up earlier in the draft, you know what I mean? I think they can kind of get their dream carry pick here. OG were banning for it as well, right? So I think TSM might still, I mean, the TB against the Puck's a little scarier, but I don't know, maybe they'll still hit him.
You have the PL, honestly. It looks kind of like a good PL game.
And I really don't want to say that because, I mean, so many times there's like a good PL game and he just falls completely flat, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking like PL, Naga Siren, like one of these really annoying illusion heroes with a Dispel in lane just to completely tear apart. Because Ursa's going to have a bad start, right? So you're not going to have to worry about the carry coming in super fast. And it is the TB, yeah.
Okay, so they go for the consistent carry over what could be the better carry, but certainly TB is something that you can rely on much more so, and also should have a good lane.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't know yet. We're going to see once we get into the game.
Yeah, but DK or Viper.
Yeah, what the.
Sure, sige, DI lang duty din. Kai? Oo. Masin may tamusugot abot sila, no? Mo gani. Okay ra 3 weeks. Ka na lang ay bugoy biyahe. Okay na to yung gikuan. Oo. Okay na ito yung nagkituan. Si Julie, gasabot na bulbing. Musugot na siya. Ako na lang i-set up daan mga computer na rin. Then, para ready na sa season, pwede na kumukuan. Biyahe. Mingon niya. Apit, ga-set up na mga lugar mo na set up. Nya. Bisa na ito kung kuhan. Di lang tayo malulit kaayo. Pwede ra. Ikaw, sa plano, okay na po kukuhan. 1 month. Ngayon mo na ako, Julian nga, basta 1 month. Ngayon mo na ako August 25 to September 25. Hindi okay raman dyan. Sige, di. May, murag, kasi nakao ni Mary. Sure. You know, have you taken your lunch? You know, have you taken your lunch? No. No. 3 weeks. Mo importante no. Makakuan ta. Pundi. Oh, gakaon ko yun. Lamig kayo. Sige di. Mo gani. Thank you di. Dahil nahinay ko. See you dear. Love you too dear.
Idea might just don't ban his heroes at all, perhaps?
And just focus on the rest of the team?
Yeah, give him too much choice.
We'll have to see. Bottom lane, there are 3 heroes here, but they're not level 2 on the side of TSM just yet. Not allowing them to go for this even more if they were to have the rebound as well as the dispose.
Yeah. This is looking real rough though. Like, leaving a Venomancer solo, the hero is all about lane, right? Leaving him solo and losing the lane with him means he won't really have any sort of way back into the game. So I don't really like what TSM is doing here, to be honest.
There's the rebound, but again, no dispose. Not sure that's going to matter. The right clicks are coming in. Taiga getting low, but he survives with that fairy fire.
Yeah, still trialing bottom though. They want to shut down Amar, but is it worth losing a Venomancer for it?
I'm almost like of the crowd of people that believe it's impossible to shut down Amar.
Well, we'll see about that.
We've seen his lanes go poorly, right? And like yesterday, he's playing Timber, his game's not going that well, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's middle of the pack on the net worth. We're accustomed to him being top of the net worth. And where is he towards the middle late game? Top of the net worth. He just rebounds so well.
Yeah, but if you get away with that much against the tri lane, that is an issue for the for TSM, obviously. Like, you try lane here to keep him down as much as possible, and Venomancer's not really too happy at all.
You weren't exactly impressed with that Venomancer pick.
Yeah, not the biggest fan of the hero.
Just a little bit of back and forth.
Misha.
We've seen this Warlock a lot in the Chinese region. This is definitely a hero that has found its place as a solid 5 pick. A lot of 5s that offer that healing. Obviously, Warlock does with the Shadow Word, and the early Fatal Bonds is strong too. Like this hero, what, it's 4/4/0 with the Golem when available. It really can be disgusting. And then to think about what Upheaval does when you start getting it, like this hero is pretty strong from the 5.
Yeah, and Warlock is definitely a top-notch pick. Much more in China than in other regions, of course. But yeah, like he in this game also is going to look very, very strong. Because those team fights, he will probably always get a rock off, and coupled with the Fatal Bonds and the coil, you have like nice burst damage too coming from the Ursa. So Fatal Bonds are gonna do very, 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 very much.
Saber
Misha is actually dead, I think.
Misha.
Oh, he's hitting out.
They'll go for the TP out, but while that's happening, they do get themselves the kill on the Dragonite.
Yeah. So the tri-lane finally paying off with a kill. So the good thing is obviously Terrorblade is completely free farming. That's what you want. He counters Ursa fairly nice. Right, once you get up your Skadi, your BKB, he don't really have anything to deal with you. But until then, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him.
It'll be interesting to see who moves off the mid first. And makes that aggressive play. Bryle was back in base, he TP's back to mid. We obviously Puck, a very valuable hero when it comes to anywhere past 6, right?
Yeah.
You've got that Dream Coil, you have a lot of mobility, you can really make team fights happen early on. So it'll be interesting to see how BZM approaches this, especially once he gets there. And against this tri-lane where I feel like you might even have some success picking off these supports if they're not too careful.
I'm really surprised.
Just the toss, okay.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any. Mid lane should never be any kills. Like, if a kill happens, it's just a misplay on either side.
Or a support comes over.
Or support comes over, exactly. Right? A solo kill is very rare in Dota nowadays because everyone is so good at the game. I'm actually really surprised that Saberlight is having such a good game. He's level 5. 1v2.
They're going to go in. They've got the Icarus dive. There's the dispose. Dragon Tail comes out from Taiga. Amar dropping low, probably going to burn out and will fall to Dubu. All Taiga can do is really just watch it. He throws a stun, but that's it.
Yeah, they did not expect that tri-lane. One of the bigger weaknesses of Warlock is he is not great in tri-lanes. Right? You need that experience, you need fast level 6, you really don't want to be shutting down your levels too much. My biggest worry is just how much Saberlight is getting, honestly. 1v2, that should not happen.
Yeah, he seems like he's super free right now.
Oh, Taiga's dead.
In some trouble, and by some trouble, it's more like he's dead on his screen already. He'll fall. You've got Tomato getting another kill, and it's just, he's 1-0-2. He's 33-15 in the CS. Everything coming up Millhouse right now for TSM.
Yeah, BZM needs that next rune. He's actually going to base. He's not even going to try to contest for that rune. And then we're probably going to see a coil rotation. Also look at Uragi's item build. He's going for Midas first item on Ursa. He's getting pressured out of the lane by Saberlight. 1v2.
Yeah. And his build is 1-3-1, so high in the poison sting. He's using these plague wards to farm as well as he can, and it feels like Uragi is kind of a little bit flustered with the way the lane's going, especially like you said, in a 2v1 situation for OG.
Yeah. Going Midas first on the hero is very unusual on the Ursa. Really greedy. Doesn't really give you too much. They just can't aggress on him. No way. They'll need a Puck coil.
Which you'd like to see come, but right now TSM, they're bringing Bryle over. He's working with an arcane rune. He's got a full bottle. Could wrap around if he finds the right opportunity. So as you see, OG, they're already getting behind their tower and into the trees as Bryle free to show himself as Saberlight sieges the tower. And BZM, he's bottom.
Yeah. TB is not level 6 yet, so no Thunder opportunity.
Bryle under the tower and into the trees. They're going to try and make something of this, but they've got themselves the avalanche. The toss, level 6 for Uragi. He's forced to TP away. Misha may not be so fortunate, and it's looking like he's going to be food for thought. And the thought process is, hey, if we can't get Ursa, we'll take the Warlock.
Up to a 1k lead already. And yeah, the Trident actually worked out perfectly. We haven't really seen a Trident for quite a while, but if you have lanes like this, especially with a Marcy, it makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure what this Ursa item build is about. Usually you go into the fast diffu on the battlefield if you want to be greedy.
Avalanche out.
Going to half.
Oh gosh, this is Misha again, just not surviving the onslaught, but they do have the Dream Coil on it too. They will snap it on the Tiny. They get the kill on a Saberlight. They'll look over at Bryle. The Avalanche lands on both, but they've got the Waning Rift for the silence. He's under the tower. He'll look for the kill. He'll grab it before he dies. It's a double kill for BZM. And they lose the tower. It's a good couple of kills for BZM, who's going to have to now have the job of, hey, I need to open up the map for my Ursa.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ursa's still going to go into the Diffuser Blade afterwards. It's just going to delay all his timings by quite a bit. And if you're in a scenario where their late game is, I would say, quite a bit better, because Terrorblade destroys Ursa. Is that item really worth it? Will it backfire? I guess we'll find out in like 10 minutes or so.
Right. Who again now, Taiga, he's the one in
He
trouble.
might just be dead, he has no TP.
He could just get run down. Yeah, there's no TP, and Saberlight with no tier 1 tower there, he's free to just chase down this Dragonite. Taiga on the run, Saberlight, he's got the Plague Ward, he's still following, but he's not committing and maybe worried about now what lies towards the outpost and the tier 2, but that seemed like a kill for sure.
Yeah. He could have gotten the kill, but as you said, it's pretty risky to chase him down all the way. You never know who might or might not be TPing to the outpost.
So, Ursa does have that Midas.
Yeah.
Phase Diffusal.
Goes into the Morbid Mask next. Then into the Diffuser Blade. It's gonna be quite late. He knows Tiger's still up there. Oh, this time you're dead.
Yeah, rebound. And if they want it, they have the Dispose, but they don't need it. Avalanche as well as the Toss. Bryle's having a good game on this Tiny so far. 2-1-1. That death up top, he got the tower. It was kind of worth it. They also got another kill on Misha.
Yeah. And
See the
Terrorblade.
focus in Saberlight's eyes.
It's just free to farm. The triangle, the mid lane. This is like a perfect Terrorblade game so far. You got a tri lane, you're super happy there. And then you just start transitioning to full farm mode. Already into the Yasha, going Manta style first. Lots of nice spells to dispel in this game.
He's having a perfect game so far, but does OG's team fight scare him at all? With the Chaotic Offering, the Dream Coil coming out, and then maybe what Amar can offer once he does get into the Rod of Atos, or he's also got the Dragonlance queued up.
It is pretty scary, but if you go like Manta into BKB, they don't really have any way to shut you down. And then once you get into the Skadi is really when the Ursa is mega afraid of you. So I'm expecting more of a defensive item build first, and then into the damage later.
Dubu taking that solo experience over bottom while the rest of the team is left. So he's got that level 6. He does have Supernova available. Amar already backing off the lane as Bryle moving forward with his Invis rune. They've got a Sentry, so they do see him. It's on its last legs. It's only got about 30 seconds left on the Sentry, but it works out in their favor. They've also got Misha behind, ready with a Chaotic Offering if need be. So it's a very important moment here for TSM, because I think if Bryle dies again, it does open up a lot of opportunity for OG to just kind of feel confident and gain back what they've lost in the laning stage.
Yeah, especially because he's like pretty much the only stunner. Sure, Mars is a stun too, but it's not really easy to land at all.
We've seen Moon have trouble with it in this tournament.
He didn't actually go for Blink Dagger on Tiny, which is very curious, because they don't really have any form of initiation.
Going into the Elder Dragon form, looking over Moomiander. There's the Dragon Tail. They've got the Shadow Word, Illusory Orb, Moomiander very dead. Ooh, Plague Ward's trying to get a courier here.
He has a Midas queued up on the Marcy. What?
So
he only finished the Cluster of Haste so far.
Midas Basher, maybe?
I mean, I hope he's not going to go through with that, because that Midas is going to come at like minute 15 or 16. Like, usually you want to go for a Blink Dagger or some sort of
Or even
initiation.
we've seen the Aether Lens in China.
That is so greedy. Like, that is beyond greedy. That's what I would get reported for in a pub game.
What, Midas?
Yeah, on a Marcy like that.
Marcy. Taking a look at this heat map here. Bryle spent a lot of time up towards top. Mid, obviously, lane there, so it's going to be quite bright, but the lights are on top where Bryle's been, and well, hopefully OG, they're trying to put on a blackout here and turn off his heat map and turn off the lights.
Does it scare you at all that he chose to not go for Blink Dagger and that the other initiator is going for Midas? Like, who's going to ever go in for
It does worry me that they're not going to really be able to walk into this fight or blink in and initiate, like you're saying. You kind of need that, especially with the way OG are going to be moving at you. You assume that Taiga's going to be getting a Blink Dagger. Ooh, Icarus dive into the Supernova. They're going to go here for the Ursa over mid. The TPs are coming in, but are they going to be in time? It looks likely that they are. The Dream Coil is down on a 2. It'll snap on Bryle. Chaotic Offering, that's going to land on a 2. They've got the Fatal Bonds to follow it up. Saberlight ends up dead. He threw out that ulti, but to no avail. So they do come to save their Ursa. Yuragi feeling very protected by the rest of his team. And he's getting closer and closer to that Diffusal Blade. You can see OG, they're doing a good job of returning the favor of losing the laning phase and, well, saying, hey, this is how it feels, guys.
Yeah, they're also looking at Timado. Oh, he gets juked. Dragon Tail. Oh.
You heard the crowd.
I heard the crowd. Yeah, he didn't have it pre-clicked, unfortunately. Otherwise, it would have been Terrorblade.
Oh, man.
Who now finishes
Same
Manta
noise
still.
as you, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this kind of thing you can feel. You can feel. Like, if you're Taiga at that moment, you're like, so close, yet so far. So bot tower is gonna fall to the Viper as well as the Golem, opening up the map a little bit more for the Ursa. But the Terrorblade's still untouched.
And
Finishes
farming
Manta
really
already
well.
at minute 14. That's a very good timing. His next item is going to be very telling. If he goes into the Skadi, the Ursa is not going to be as big of a problem, but he will have to be careful with the Viper as well as the Puck.
Hasn't queued anything yet.
Yeah, usually they wait a little bit to keep us guessing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. It's not just because they haven't made up their mind. It's actually they're trying to trick the observers.
Yeah, the professional players know exactly what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, sure.
He just finished a Magic Wand and a Clarity. Very
telling.
telling, yeah.
Sure.
Telling that he's running out of mana.
Yeah.
Skadi. Okay. It's going to be Skadi.
Okay, so 450 until Ursa has got this diffusal blade to pick up the Yules on Saberlight. He's going into the Spirit Vessel, but that's after the Yules. Do you think that kind of messes with the timing?
It's for the survivability. Also, it's a very reliable coil nowadays to break the coil.
Pretty quick Yules.
Yeah. And it's also a great item against Ursa, right? He jumps in, enrages, you Yule him, suddenly the enrage time is over. And then he's not that strong anymore.
Technically, you Cyclone. Dream Coil coming out. It's on a Brile, but they do have the help from Saberlight. Tosses him back as he jumps in. Looked like an alley-oop, and now Mars is going to go in. So Moomiander trying to get a kill here. They'll take out Misha, so they've got one. No Warlock, no Chaotic Offering. They toss up into the air once again. BZM in trouble. Taiga falls. And TSM making their presence felt in the OG jungle. And they're looking right on at Roche to take the first Aegis.
It's not the fastest Roche lineup, but yeah, they have enough left in the tank on OG, so it should be pretty free still.
Yeah, meta's up for a while. This will be, like you said, not the fastest, but with two heroes dead on OG, they're not making the move.
Yeah, Amas also just looking to catch back up. Went into the Dragonlance and Force Staff. Hurricane Pike first item on Viper. It's pretty unusual.
Still is the Rod of Atos queued up too.
Probably for the rest of the game.
So now though, even with the Aegis on TSM, do you feel confident as OG when you've got Dream Coil back up with Chaotic Offering and the Elder Dragon form ready to go?
I think it could just be a farming Aegis as well. Like they're not really in any rush to do anything.
Right.
You want to have Terrorblade's next item before you feel really comfortable. But Tiny, he has a DD bottle and he has an Echo Saber, so if you can get on top of heroes, that's a big if.
And he's got the help of Moomiander and Saberlight to the side if they do make the jump. Like you said, no Blink Dagger yet on Brile. He's finally going for one. He'll be that initiator. Not that it was necessary there in that last fight. They were able to walk up on the aggression of OG. They started, they went with the Dream Coil, and then the counterplay was there from TSM.
Yeah, that's really the only way for TSM to fight right now. They have to wait for OG to come to them until you finish that Blink Dagger on the Tiny, which is 600 away. I also have yet to see really the impact of the 4 DK. He almost has his Blink Dagger, so that's nice. But yeah, so far, Taiga wasn't really able to do a whole lot.
Taking a look at what Dubu's getting. He's going Veil.
Yeah, Veil is very strong, of course, with the Venomancer, amplifying all that nice, juicy damage.
So uncharacteristic of OG. They just, maybe not allowing, obviously TSM, they feel like they found their stride, but they are inside the OG jungle constantly. OG is not really the team that allows that so much, where they're just like, all right, you're in our jungle, you're making your home, you're finding your farm. Like, that's ours. They usually make sure to clean out these heroes. Blink past Moomiander, so they're going to try and get a quick kill here and maybe look for more. Brile is in the vicinity. He does have that double damage active. They clean up some vision and, well, see what they can do, or looking to clean up some vision. Place their own.
He has his Blink Dagger now, and DD is still active for half duration. So they might look up to do a quick smoke. Yep, it's just him and the Phoenix smoking up together. And whoever they find could die real fast. Viper is pretty tanky though. He's gonna sit at 2k health. Plus that Essence Ring as well.
Gonna make the jump. But Taiga's on the mark first. He goes in with the Blink as well. So Dragon Tail, the Chaotic Offering is in. Avalanche was thrown out, so stops OG for a moment. They go with that ulti for the Venomancer, and they've got the kill on a Saberlight to start. The Supernova is well too far back. That is forcing OG to retreat, though, and now they look over at Moomiander. They've got themselves killing spree on BZM. They get the kill onto the Marcy. They look over at Saberlight once again. see if they can make a move and try and find it going the other way. Bryle with the avalanche as well as the toss. BZM quite low. Bryle sticking with him. Tomato gets the kill, takes away the killing spree, and it ends up being a 2-for-1. But getting BZM is a big target and a streak going into their hands.
Yeah, they're very, very strong in the team fight right now with the Veno ult as well as the Supernova. Also a little bit unfortunate for Mumian that he's the one dying first, because he's still going for that Midas. He's going to have that minute 20.
Okay.
One
day, he might...
I can't believe that we're seeing two Midases in one game.
He might go to the Blink, right? He's kind of queued up.
I hope so. That would be very
He's not
late
going to go to the Midas and then at
Why do you have a glove of
minutes,
haste though on a Marcy?
Well, you can give up on the Midas.
No, it feels real bad, trust me.
I know it feels bad, but like, Blink's going to feel better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I guess we'll see what he does. But Marcy's not really a flash farmer, so it's going to take a while until we really will be able to witness what he's going to go for.
We'll find out in 17. Oh, he's... Okay. He bought the recipe.
Yep. Nice.
Real
well, if the game
gaming.
goes 60 minutes, he's going to be a
Blink.
core.
Yeah, he'll have Blink. Well, core might...
Right.
Yeah, it does.
How many uses does it take to... It gives 160, right? So 10, 14 uses-ish?
Yeah, to get that that gold back.
It's not that long. Just like
experience is the nice.
Just like 20 minutes.
Remember the Midas patch? Everybody was buying Midas.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Very fun. Oh, Blink Dragon Tail coming through after the Icarus dive. So Dubu in trouble. Sunray off the map. But well, he doesn't have a T.
How does he get
so
there?
He's back. He's still dead.
Yeah, but how did he get there?
And there it is. It's the gravitational pull from the edge of the map that pulls you back. It's actually, that one spot is known as the gravity bind area.
I'm sure every spot off the map has that. That one spot is no different B-Cup, sorry. That's not how physics work in Dota.
There's physics.
You know, everything you ever like learned about physics at school makes no sense in Dota. It's like its own world.
Yeah, it could have its own physics. Yeah. Aegis expires, so now we'll see if TSM, if they want to still fight or farm. Because Terrorblade, feeling like he's in a great spot. He's got the Scotties going into the Satanic.
So no BKB at all. Okay, that's a little bit risky.
Not but yet. We've seen it in the past, right? Maybe you lose a fight and all of a sudden it's like, well, I need BKB.
This puck is pretty annoying.
It doesn't happen in pubs though. Usually it takes like 5 or 6 deaths before that person's like, okay, I need BKB.
But but you can't tell him. Because if you tell him, he's going to buy back.
I'll buy whatever I want. Tell me how to play my game. Taiga in some trouble. Avalanche toss comes in for the blink from Bryle with the right clicks coming out from Tomato.
What's the meta use though?
Popped that meta, yeah. I was going to say, that is a quick pop on that. Quick fingers on the Metamorphosis, and it would almost dictate that they go tower. Yeah, go for the tower.
I mean, they were going to do it regardless, but yeah, now the meta's going to be on cooldown. And I would hope that OG is going to try to fight them, really. Like, this Midas Ursa hasn't really paid off yet because you basically allowed Terrorblade to have an entirely free game, and you're already countered by him. So now he has his BKB. I really want him to put under pressure now. The later this goes, the harder it gets.
True.
And they smoke up straight away. They're looking for some stranglers.
Can they find any? They've got one in Mumiander. He doesn't have rebound even if he wasn't silenced, but he goes into the unleash and they'll unleash his life and take him to the grave. So Amar on a killing spree. He's quietly finding himself a lot of farm. He's third on the net worth. Like I said, you know, you may shut down his lane, but he knows where to go. He knows where to farm and he knows where to pick it back up.
But he's also a Viper against the Terrorblade.
True.
Like, it doesn't matter who you are, if the matchup is just terrible, you will die. Does he have a shot in on Viper? No. The Amar's not the kind of guy that would buy a shot on Viper.
Is that by the way, is that terrible spelled T-E-R-R-O-R-B-L-E? Terrible?
Yeah.
Cool.
How else would you spell it?
Just want to make sure. Oh, just asking.
Finally, the mid-tower gets taken out. Minute 23. Super late.
Very late. Yeah.
You only see this if the games are completely one-sided. Generally, the tower's still up, but
it's not that one-sided. Until we haven't really felt TB's presence, right?
Yeah.
He's been involved a little bit. He had that Metamorphosis over in the jungle. They used it, of course, not that one, just prior, the one before that, when it got the Aegis.
Look at his quick by the way. He went for the BKB.
Yeah, he's listening.
Before dying, even.
So he recognized
Yeah,
that.
very mature. That's very mature.
I know they were giving out stats on the stream, like they had other players evaluating other players. That's adaptability 99. I don't know if that was a stat on there, but
Yeah, I think so. Adaptation or something.
yeah, 99. Knowing before you die to get that BKB.
Yeah. You never want to give away the advantage, especially if you're 16k net. You're 3k net ahead of the Ursa. Like,
It's a lot.
it's gonna get really tough to fight. Like, Ursa needs to stick on top of Terrorblade for like a good 10 seconds. Probably needs to get like 2 overpowers off and a couple more auto attacks to really be able to threaten him. And how do you do that? Because he turns around, he hits you once, and you can't move anymore.
Yeah.
And if you can't move, you can't hit.
True. I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Alright,
BKB
BKB's flying
finished.
out.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if he gets caught right now. Oh, he doesn't.
Now he's TPing back.
Ever the wiser.
We'll say BZM and Brow are pretty much neck and neck in terms of net worth.
Oh, BKB on Tiny as well. It's a massive timing. 5-man smoke.
Yeah, this should
No
be
blink
with
on
a move.
Moomiander though. He'll have to use that Midas a couple more times.
Yeah, he's got 1,530 gold. They're going to try and make this move. It's not going to exactly line up with Roche as it's a long respawn.
He's
They can
tanky.
find a bar. They've got the Avalanche as well as the toss. They're going to toss him back to Saberlight. The Chaotic Covering comes down with the BKB being popped by Bryle. They look over at Yuragi. They focus their attention onto Moomiander, who's trying to heal up with the Unleash. Misha getting low, and he'll fall too to a neutral creep. Amar ends up dying to Bryle, and it ends up so far with a 2-for-1. They want more. They can't quite get it with the TP out.
Yeah.
But still not a bad fight for TSM. Unfortunately for them, Roche is not up yet, and by the time Roche comes up, it's going to be about 40 seconds before meta's back up.
Yeah. So team fight is going to be pretty difficult. However, TB, like with the Skadi, he's not purely solely reliant on Metamorphosis. He will still be able to hit some heroes.
Right.
And they can probably still just delay with Venom Wards and spam it and some reflection and whatnot, right? So shouldn't be too big of an issue. But you saw the Ursa's reaction, right? Terrorblade runs up the hill, and Ursa's like, oh my god, I gotta run away. I can't do anything to this guy. And who in the team really can? Like, I can't see a single hero that can deal with the Terrorblade right now.
Gale on Taiga, TP attempts,
Yeah,
but he's got the Yules. Moomiander's there, so is Tomato, and this is a quick one.
Did you see the high
Deals
five?
damage.
Like before you even the ultimate, just got like, GG. Like, I'm gonna Yule you. Now, what costs more, B-Cup? What costs more? A TP scroll or 175 mana? What's more expensive?
What do you mean? Like,
Cause
gold to mana efficiency, like timing, or what exactly are you asking? What costs more?
I don't know what I'm asking.
I think you'd want the TP with Roche being up soon. So you could have just let yourself, you know, try and
Now, you know,
run around the trees.
that was a
and
trick question because...
Was I right? Did I get it right?
Yeah, probably, because I don't even know what I was asking.
What kind of professor are you? Dream Coil down, Moomiander dies, and Yuragi's got another one. That's a kill to get here that might allow them to go for Roche. Maybe not the biggest thing, but again, Tomato still without meta for 30 seconds. So how willing are TSM to go? OG know that Roche is up, and how quickly can they take it?
Just keep spamming illusions in, keep spamming fire spirits. Venom Wards is very difficult to just take this Roche free. As I say that though, they're just starting to hit it. And they're continuing to hit it.
Venomous Gale, a little bit short.
And it's almost down.
Towards the hill. Sunray, maybe. Can they Icarus time to go in? They're going to go with the BKBs. They'll look over at Roche. Yuragi going for it, but the Aegis is snatched by Bryle. He picks it up. They're going to fight man-to-man, or bear to rock. They'll try and fight it. Tomato joins in. It's going to be a 2v1. They get the kill here out of Yuragi.
Ooh.
They'll take out the Ursa, and they'll look over at Amar. The damage is coming in with the help of the Avalanche to stun him up. They'll toss him away and take away his life. 2 heroes down to the side of OG, and they get the Aegis in their hands. Misha looking like a +1. Saberlight looking for the high 5. Misha won't give it to him, but hey, Saberlight, I got you.
It's just honestly, like, we spoke about how they have like a lot of just spam into the pit, right? Ursa was sitting at like, what, 80, 75% health maybe?
Right.
And Terrorblade just runs at him, hits him a couple of times. If he gets an Aegis, maybe there's a chance, but he had to preemptively already pop that BKB. So top ranks should be pretty free. Maybe they even want to go for more. No, Metamorphosis is about to expire, so probably not. It's just impossible to fight into the Terrorblade right now. Like, they made the conscious decision to go greedy on the Ursa, not to pick up the fast diffusal and put up the pressure. And this is what they have to deal with now. They will have to kill him once or twice. Maybe then they can like ramp up the damage on the Ursa enough to really fight a proper fight. But I don't think Timato's giving it to them. The way he's been playing has been near perfect.
Taking a look back at this fight, you see the BKBs come out. There was the Waning Rift. They've got the Supernova over to the side. Just snatches the Aegis, and Ursa desperately needed that. And once he doesn't pick it up, Yuragi's pretty much dead already.
Yeah.
And then they look for more, and this is Amar. Yule's up into the air thanks to Saberlight. They'll lock him down, Avalanche Toss. This really was great execution from TSM. Just on the edge of knowing that Metamorphosis was going to come back up, so really well done.
Meander though in trouble.
Meander, he got the dispose, but the rest of OG are here. They've gotten the help from Bishu with the upheaval. They don't even need BZM to help get that kill. I saw that it was Yuragi who picked up the shard, and he actually did use it, so he's got that Earthshock shard upgrade.
Yeah. It's super strong. Timato's gonna get found out here.
Timato, Waning Rift. They've got the Aegis on Bryle. It's not onto Timato. The chaotic offering. There's the Manta. Timato with the BKB on the run.
Silver
Icarus
Edge.
dive and ooh, gets away with the Silver Edge just by the skin of his teeth.
Invisibility is invincibility everywhere. Not just in the my brackets.
So my bracket?
Yeah. Okay. Although you did quite, you know, you could climb a bit from when I saw in Romania, I believe.
I climbed. I've climbed.
Yeah.
I'm still climbing. I'm learning.
Slow and steady wins the race, become.
Right now I've lost 7 in a row, but that's
okay, as long as you don't tilt. Don't tilt.
I've taken a little bit of a break. I'm going to be bumping for my next goal next when I go back on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
4K lead for TSM.
Yeah.
Still 2 minutes on this Aegis.
Yeah, they can use it as a farming Aegis still if they want to. They still have some items to go, but they don't want to do that. Smoke up as 4 into the enemy triangle. But of course OG also knows that they aren't showing anywhere else. This is probably the destination they're going to choose.
Who's here at top?
I've just been looking around for OG for like some power spikes, power timings, like how do you deal with the Terror Blade? You have a Basher now on the Ursa. It's just you can't really ever jump into the Terror Blade. Like his illusion will just kill you. There's so much support for the Terror Blade.
BCM level 25.
Yeah, but it's still 5 levels
upgrade.
away. I don't even know if he will reach 25 by the time the game ends.
If they can turtle it, if they can hold on, maybe they do. But TSM, they look like they're in a good spot to continue the onslaught. It's not exactly like it's out of OG's hands, but like you say, you don't really see or feel that power spike just yet.
Yeah, it's only a 4K lead, but you can see how scared OG is. They know this Terror Blade is just too strong.
Yeah, they're just looking to farm at the moment. Yuragi, he's going into the MKB. Tycho wants a Ghost Scepter. This Warlock, he's got Arcane Boots, so full build. And then, you know, Puck. Let's see what he can do once he's got the Octarine Core.
Also found the Paladin Sword, of course. So, ooh, close TP out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Amar's got this Halberd. How much is this really going to help him?
Not a whole lot. That's the thing. Terror Blade doesn't really get countered by Halberd because he has so many illusions also hitting you. Like Halberd is more like, I guess it's good against Tiny. He does a lot of single target damage with his Tree Club, but yeah, like it's just there's not a whole lot Amar can do in this game. Like Terror Blade is just too strong. There's nothing you can really itemize to counter him.
Blink in, Avalanche, and they're going to get the Dragon Tail. It's doing a Bryo. Do they have the damage to get the kill here out of the Tiny? He's still holding onto that Aegis. It's up for another 5 seconds. If the timing's right, maybe they can kill him.
They're waiting,
without
they're
the
waiting.
Aegis. They're holding their fire, and they're going to look with the BKB being popped by Bryo. There goes the Aegis. Do they have the damage to get the kill? They're running into the Supernova. They've got BZM on the back lines. They get the throw to movie, and there's the Dream Coil. It drops Bryo like the rock he is. He turns into gravel, and they'll look over at Saberlight. They've got themselves 3, and OG holds successfully, and they'll take out this TSM push. It was an aggressive play from Bryle, and it doesn't pay off, and it was wise for OG. Somebody checked the inventory, they knew, and they had the countdown timer when they wanted to kill him.
Yeah, they got really messy. So the mistake TSM made there is they went away from the Terror Blade. Terror Blade is basically your tower that you want to play around, but Bryle went in real deep, hoping that they would kill him and pop the Aegis, but OG was just like, no, we're not going to do that. Why would we?
Yeah, why? If we know, we know.
Yeah, and then of course the entire fight gets messy, right? Moomiander wants to help Bryle. They pop the Supernova to try to help Bryle, but ultimately...
Coil dropped by BZM. I thought he might have put himself in a very precarious position, right? Like right by that Supernova.
Yeah.
Drop
But then again,
Coil gets the kill.
Tiny dies. What stuns do they have, right?
Yeah, they don't really have many. And as TSM were free to take the tier 2s mid and buy, well, right now with no Tiny and no Veno, feels like OG, they have the ability to just take these towers for free. But there is that glyph from TSM. They're smoked up, and TSM are looking for their moment. They finally have Bryle back. He immediately TPs to the tier 2 tower, and with that, OG retreat, and it might be a wait
Moon is
to see
looking.
the next Roche. But as I say that, Misha's in trouble, and he'll be the next one very dead.
Gets executed by Timato. And he's dead for 70. It's not a short timer. They might be looking to pressure the high ground again. Did they use meta in the last fight? They didn't even use meta.
It's going to be tough. Bryle has to be careful about his positioning. He can't just jump in like that.
Yeah, you just want to play around the terror blading.
Yeah.
As I said, here's your tower, you just defend your tower. If they go on him, Bryle goes in.
Okay. So we'll see if they can do that now. OG, they've cut the deficit to just 2K.
Yeah. He needs, how much gold is that? 500 gold, and he will have the Abyssal Blade at the ready.
What does the Ursa have
Abyssal
right
Blade
now?
on Terror Blade,
He
not
had the
super
Abyssal.
common. But yeah, Abyssal Blade also on Ursa, of course. Is just
Yeah, he was going MKB before, so taking that check, and he does have that Abyssal
they
Blade.
need the BKB piercing lockdown, so that makes a lot of sense. They're still lacking damage though, so if +1 damage item comes out on him, they will have a very good chance of actually being this terrible in the team fight.
Taiga may be thinking about going in with that Elder Dragon form, but they don't commit to that wave push, so it's not quite what they wanted. An Elder Dragon form, it's got 3/4 of the duration, so maybe they could use it at some point. Taiga's still sitting here up towards top if they were to make the move, and Yuragi kind of maybe showing himself as a little bit of bait.
Look at BZM, level 23. 1-on-1 team fight, you know, he is going to be level 25, and then those BKBs, they won't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, so they 4-man smoke. They've got Yuragi, the one who's not smoked. BZM, his smoke gets broken. He'll jaunt over with the Illusory Orb. The Fire Spirit doesn't land. Phase Shift Blink, and then another Illusory Orb over towards the outpost. TSM, they're looking to control. They're looking to go and maybe find their opening as they'll see the vision. But here they go on the side of OG. They've got Yuragi going in with the Abyssal Blade. It's Cat buffering off to the side. That's not going to do too much, but the damage is out. They get the kill on the Taiga. That Elder Dragon form is not going to matter with Zulu going down and no Supernova out for the side of TSM. They might be in some trouble. There is no Phoenix in this fight, no Supernova to rely on and maybe fight within, as the rest of TSM need to get out of this one. The BKBs are no longer there. They've got the 4 heroes, but the Waning Rift, it lands on a 3. Can they follow it up? Illusory Orb again. There's Bryle with the TP as well as Saberlight. BZM is searching, BZM is looking, and here comes Yuragi. He's going to help. You're into the forest with the big bad bear, and well, Yuragi will claim Moomiander as his token throne.
The fights are becoming very, very messy. Like, Terror Blade is just not getting to hit anyone. They're always just kiting him, running away from him. And that's exactly what they have to do, right? If you can't deal with the problem, well, not always it's the best choice, but in this case, just ignore the problem. You know, kill everything around him. He can't 1v5 you. There's no way. Now the third Roshan is going to go Refresher Shard. Who's they going to go to? Could be good on the Warlock, could be good on the Puck. Maybe they will just keep it on the Ursa as well. He gave it over to the Warlock. It's going to be a double rock. Double Fatal Bonds can be very potent. Because we all know they stack. It's a lot of potential damage.
You know how Wraith King's got the Arcana? He takes the token bones.
Yeah?
You think all heroes should have access to that? They take the token bones and then they
it's too savage.
turn it into a chest. And
No, it's too savage because
the Bone Throne.
we are child-friendly.
Yuragi, BZM. Just put the pressure on, looking for the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
BZM almost 25. That talent is so game-changing. Every time you get that Dream Coil pierces magic immunity talent, Puck just becomes a different hero. And he's also going to the overwhelming blink, so he took some lessons from Yuragi. He's going to go in and out. That cooldown on the Illusory Orb is ridiculous. 5 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, we've talked about low cooldown things in the past, especially with that arc warding that had the cooldown reduction. It was quite low on everything.
Yeah. So probably they spoke about it. It's like, hey,
Disgusting.
can you do what I did the other day? And BZM's like, yeah, let me show you. I got this.
Illusory Orb cleaning up the creep wave. BZM
25.
level 25.
Oh, he
and
takes
he
the good
takes
talent.
the Dream Coil, pierces magic immunity. The rapid fire doesn't make sense here, but of course that Dream Coil magic immunity pierce is quite nice.
Now the big question though is he gonna get the Timeless Relic? Because Timeless Relic plus Dream Coil is ridiculously OP.
Ooh, they're gonna go. They found themselves Tomato. for a second, but again, invisibility is invincibility.
Yeah.
Ragi now kind of getting kited a little bit. They need to be careful. They've got the rest of the team behind him. Are TSM willing to fight? They'll throw an illusion over. They've got Bryle going with the avalanche as well as the toss, but they've got the Dream Coil available to lock them down if they start to run. It was the Dragon Tail that hit on a Moon Meander. That will get them the kill. Supernova is very far back. And they'll look over at Yuragi. He's getting run down, but he does have this Aegis. So do you really want to chase the bear? We've seen it. And like I said, he wants to add the token bones to his throne.
Oh, they gave him the cheese last second, so he doesn't die to the Poison Nova. But Black Poison Nova isn't lethal. Yeah, I know, but the poison thing on it too. You know, we don't want to spread false rumors here.
No, not at all.
And they're looking to go high ground. Still no shot though.
Ooh, they'll find Tomato. Here they go with the right clicks. They've got the Abyssal Blade to follow it up, and they're locking down this Terror Blade. He tries to get the bashes with the Dream Coil coming in. They get the kill to Tomato. He has buyback, but he will not have Metamorphosis. They look over at Bryle. They've got themselves the Waning Rip. They've got the Silence to lock him down and take him out. So Bryle's gone. Tomato's out. The Bolt buyback. Down goes Saberlight. These three heroes are very necessary for the defense for TSM. OG looking to hold the high ground on the opposite side of the map. Well, here on TSM's base. Waning Rift once again. Silence is up too. Moon Meander in trouble. The right click's coming in. BZM's got himself a triple kill. And now looking through, BZM, can he just retreat? Yeah, it's pretty free for him as the glyph is used, but OG, no need to back up just yet. They're free to do whatever they want. If they want to continue, they can. If they want to back up, well, it's their game right now. We're all just kind of living in it.
Yeah, but they should be continuing to pressure here. They also have a Shadow Word AoE to keep them all full HP at all times. They have Puck to poke in and out, so they shouldn't really be afraid of anything. MKB now also picked up on Ursa, so there's a damage item we spoke about. He already shredded the Terror Blade, and with that item, it's going to become just that much easier.
Misha with the Shard, using that AoE Shadow Word, healing up his teammates. BZM, he's going to boots travel TP towards bot, or at least he was showing that he was going to do that.
And then he cancelled.
And then he cancelled.
Yeah, so now we have reached the point in the game where Terror Blade doesn't feel unkillable anymore, right? There's so much damage output now from the Puck as well as the Ursa that they have. Oh, he also finally finds the Timeless Relic on Puck. This is like the most broken item on him. Call duration goes up, silence duration goes up, all the spell damage obviously goes up as well. There's nothing better. But yeah, like, what do you really do now to prevent the Terror Blade from getting kited? Because every team fight is getting kited, and post BKB, he gets taken down from full to zero. And there's not really what we can do. Maybe if the egg is in like a little better position, they don't have great heroes to keep him in the egg though. Or the egg radius rather. It's after the bottom fight, honestly, where they dove the base, the entire game turned on its head. It's been all OG since then.
Yeah. And OG still kind of hold the driver's seat. They're up so much gold. It felt like Ursa wasn't exactly going to be able to do much, but he gets right on top of the TB and then just lays it on him.
Yeah, has a DD now bottled as well. Not super potent on Ursa, still a strong steroid, of course. And you can see TSM is pretty darn scared to get out, so OG wants to take the fight to them. They need to deal with those Terror Blade illusions though.
Can't just let them wander and waddle their way towards mid.
It's so annoying when you see them just walk towards the lane. So Amar's gonna be dealing with that.
So is BCM.
As in the Cane Rune too. Okay, let's see the cooldown of Puck when he gets to the Cane Rune. He bottles it, okay, he's a smart player. We all know he's a smart player, so we'll have to wait a little bit.
Man, look at that hero damage.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. They're smoking around. It's just so hard to now find a good team fight for OG. There's still a golem from the back line every time. Moonman's just dead.
Oh, wow.
Instantly.
Blew him up in just a heartbeat. Dream Coil.
Oh, he broke the coil.
And he's going to break it on Saberlight. They should be able to get the follow-up on this one. He'll use himself into the air. Tomato never breaks his coil. He'll go to the ulti, but that's just to deter them from probably going forward for the rest of his team. He's dead for 75 seconds. He does not have buyback. Meanwhile, they need to be careful. These creeps were coming in top. Their first tier 4 is almost dead.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter so much though, because they have complete map control. So I don't think
they'd sneak it.
Yeah, they can't. Unless they're pushing top all the way. But yeah, BCM is being very careful. Of course, you don't want to have any random terrible pushing into the throne or anything like that. Stealing that win from you. Because right now it just really looks like an OG win. Like, what do you really do against the Puck now? They build a Hex on the Venomancer, but he's so tanky on the Puck. He's sitting at 3.3k health with the Shiva's Guard. They don't have the damage output to kill him, even during a Hex duration. So I'm not entirely sure what they plan to do with the Puck. Do they have any more Hexes coming up, perhaps? No. No Hexes. If BZM plays like he has, like he will just solo carry every team fight pretty much.
Feels like that's been the control that they need. He's actually going into this Revenant's Roach.
Oh, very interesting. Not something we see all day. Gives you True Strike, and you can hit E-bladed targets, but they don't have an E-blade even, I believe. I mean, if you have that much gold, you don't really know what to spend it on. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Ag's being built for Saberlight. We'll see if he gets into that. That's going to be a tough ask to get to that.
Yeah. These heroes on OG, mega scary. Almost Swift Blink also done on Ursa. And the items are just coming and coming and coming. The only rich hero is Terrorblade still, but we already spoke about that. You can't 1v5 in this kind of game.
5 seconds till Roche. Could be big if TSM take this fight.
Yeah.
But that's, like I just said, tough ask. Very tough ask. So they're going to have to be very careful if you're TSM and maybe get themselves a start-off kill with the Mar, but they're not going to get it just yet. He's got the Lotus Orb. He tosses his Brile up into the air as he tossed him. Yuragi's in, but now on the run. Supernova in a decent spot. They've got the Waning Rift. It's on to 3, so that'll stop them from moving forward. Coil down on a 4. BCM, he's got the control, but does he have the life to survive at all? They get the kill on the 2, but they'll take the Phoenix. They'll look over now at Tomato. The Sunder reflected. No, 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 you do not get my life. I'll take yours. They'll look for Brile. They'll look for the team wipe. TSM's in trouble, and they only lose the Warlock. My, oh my, OG obliterate and wipe the floor with TSM.
It was really close for Terrorblade to be able to live there as well. You don't have the Satanic though, even after the Sunder. Ursa just shreds you to pieces. Puck lived on 50 health and gets like a double kill afterwards. So many good things were happening for TSM, but they just needed a little bit more damage. We see the fight recap here as well. They initially go on the Viper, but he's too tanky, and then look what Puck is doing. 4-man Waning Rift, 4-man Coil, and there's just way too much damage and disable coming out from him.
Buybacks.
Look at Puck's health too in that replay. Ooh, 50 health.
Look at the Sunder. Nope. No thanks.
Lotus Orb is a great item. Oh, they're fountain diving them even.
Yeah. Any mantles dropped yet? No. Ooh, dispose? No.
Ooh.
Close.
You're also dead.
Moon Meander will fall. BZM gets the kill, and everybody's dead on the side of TSM. They'll call GG, and OG will grab this first game.
I now also believe that means TSM is eliminated from the tournament, unfortunately. And it also means that if OG wins one more game, Enigma is not first in the group anymore.
Ooh. So still a lot to play for in the second game for OG. But I mean, that was a close one. I liked what TSM had, and then the gas ran out of the tank.
It was really just like they played a great game all the way up to that bottom Rex dive, where the Aegis ran out, unfortunately, and then they all tried to hustle around Brile, try to save him. They give the team fight away, suddenly Puck is unkillable. You know, Puck is one of those heroes, if you don't have the tools to deal with him, he just becomes exponentially stronger.
Right. And
he showed it at the end. Like, BZM just played him like a fiddle every fight, silencing multiple heroes, coiling like, what, 3-4 heroes every fight. Kind of ridiculous what he did.
It was crazy what BZM was able to accomplish, especially with the fact that, you know, he was not top of the net worth, he was more middle of the pack. And eventually he feels like the strongest guy on the team for OG. And, you know, you do have Ursa frontlining. You've also, you can never discount Amar, but it really was BZM who was just pushing the envelope and controlling these fights and making sure everything was there. That last fight, 4-man Dream Coil, pretty beautiful. And, I mean, that's what led them to end up getting that victory. So they take this first game. We're going to throw it back over to the analysts to review this one and see what they have to say about it. So, guys, back to you.
Thank you. We're now seeing some of the highlights brought to you by Aramco of this first game of the series. TSM unfortunately losing that chance to force the tiebreakers with this one loss, but with an impressive performance from OG. To me, especially BCM. God
damn, that man is good. He is so good on the puck. He is, in my opinion, the only one that can rival Nisha playing the hero. He was just able to, look at the man, he's so beautiful, win so many team fights for his team. It's absolutely nuts, and even the Tomato Terrorblade wasn't enough to get it across the line for TSM.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, and it's kind of a shame because I think this is probably the best form we've just seen TSM in this entire tournament, right? Their first period versus Liquid, which is even still a 2-0 win for them. They were shaky before and after their power spikes, especially after struggling to close out games 1 and 2.
Yep.
But here, you know, even though they've got the right draft, they've got the right late game, and they're playing fairly decently in these fights, you know, no egregious mistakes. It's just OG are that one step better than them here and are going to get the win. The reason, of course, my tone here, slightly sad, is that this is going to be TSM eliminated from the potential tiebreakers, and now the top 3 teams of Group A guaranteed to be Nigma, OG, and RNG. The order, not yet determined.
We saw there on the screen, you know, the big Roshan on our fabulous big screen there roaring, and it was really just a game about playing around that Roshan. The fact that TSM were able to take that first one away from them, huge deal. Even the second one, being able to claim the Aegis, still so vital though that Yuragi was able to get that Aghanim shard on the Ursa, meant that he was so much more capable of fighting into heroes like the Phoenix and the Venomancer.
Yeah. So we see this score screen brought to you by STC. We're going to analyze some of the more intricacies of this game. TSM, despite getting that first Roche, OG never really gave up. They seemed on the back foot for the first maybe 10 minutes after the laning stage, but then they quickly recovered. One of the characteristics that this team has always been able to feature. As we go into the analysis of the actual picks, we talked a lot about the Veno versus Viper. Richie, did you feel like the Veno had the impact you wanted from him in this game?
I do, actually, I really do. I think that Saberlight played a pretty fantastic game. The Yule Scepter allowed him to get the ultis off when he needed. The Shard, in addition to Aether Lens, allowed him to really get the Venomous Gale off from distance, which is generally a big problem with this hero as well.
Yep.
Some Plague Wards around, and of course the Scythe being nice. But as much as I did like Saberlight's itemizations, the reason that this pick kind of fell a little bit flat towards the late game, I have to say, was because of how well Yuragi ended up itemizing here. It's not shown here in this final 6 items, because of course he sold it off, but he did go for the Midas early on, and that did enable him to scale very nicely from what was a pretty difficult lane. He still did well, don't get me wrong, with only the 1 death, of course. You know, not a disastrous lane versus the Venomancer, but the Midas is what really enabled him this game.
To be able to keep up or close to it, of course, we've been singing Tomato's praises. Look at that scoreline as well, 9, 2, and 6. But just to be able to keep up with that farming potential as an Ursa, it's a big deal, right? You have so much fewer avenues to be able to pick up that net worth, and I thought Yuragi did a fantastic job.
Okay, well, I mean, we get to talk about the numbers, but sometimes it's easier to see the things happen themselves. Wait a second. You see Danok here today, as you can see by this beautiful suit jacket. Can we get a little close-up on that? He dressed up today as a university professor for a reason. He thought that you guys could get taught some Dota, and that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
All right, I'll wander over because class is in session. We have another Weatherman segment prepared, and it's a pretty hype one. In my opinion, by far the MVP of that game was BZM. Like, he was phenomenal all throughout that, and it's really centering around this team fight. Well, you'll be able to see it a bit closer once we get into it, but have a look at the net worth lead. It's in TSM's favor. Have a look at the time, and more importantly, have a look at what objective needs to be picked up on the map. It is that Roshan. So I'll be able to play it for you now. And he just does so much in this fight. He's holding the gem at the moment on BZM. He uses the illusory orb for the vision, makes sure to D-ward. TSM knows just how important it is to be able to fight around this one. Dubu instantly places it back. Now he's looking to move around, he's looking to try and snipe. Right now, the most important heroes for BZM to take care of in this team fight, you can see them here. It's Dubu as well as Saberlight. If he's able to avoid the ultimates, if they're able to really minimize that impact, they're going to have a fantastic time. So he goes into the trees, he's still hiding. I don't have TSM's personal vision for this one, but Saberlight knows that he's there. So he tosses, as Secret Strike was saying, that Aghanim Shard Venomous Gale, looking to try and interrupt that Blink Dagger, prevent a lot of this movement coming through. Bryle knows it too, so both of them know the key linchpins for this fight, and you can just see the attention being given over from both of these heroes, as you'll see once the clip starts playing again. They try and lock down BZM, they don't get it. He instead uses the Waning Rift. I believe he is inside of a phase shift right about here right now, and the important thing is look at what he expends. The Yule Scepter needs to be used on the Venomancer, so he's already wasted a lot there. He's been able to right-click Dubu in addition to Yuragi so that the Aeon Disc gets procced, and then he just retreats. He's done his first job, that first initiation coming through. Then he comes around this left-hand side, gets in onto the Phoenix again, is able to dodge out the Poison Nova as well, and then follow through after that. BKBs are starting to expire, so he knows that he's completely free to continue chasing down the rest of the team, and he does just that. He's able to get, again, just more and more damage onto all 4 of these heroes, continue chasing, and I'll give you a quick pause here. Oh, never mind. Give you a quick pause here so that we can focus on this number down in the bottom left. That is the Roshan, just around to respawn. OG realizing the important factors for this game. Sure, he's not able to catch out the Tiny, he can't catch out Saberlight, but he just gets that other quick kill in Moon Meander just as Aegis is starting to become available again for this Ursa lineup. Such a key team fight, and that was just one out of many that BZM had for the game. So big props to him. We'll throw it back to the desk.
The desk which you belong in, Danog. So please get back.
I'm meant to teleport, man.
And Danog, during the professor's lesson, actually, I've got an update from the other line of games, which is running concurrently, also Group A. Liquid did manage to take Game 1 off of RNG. Ooh. That was a really exciting match, honestly. Oh, it was Mickey on the Tidehunter. I thought it was an off lane. It was a Tidehunter mid with some fantastic items. I don't want to spoil the results of what he really built, but they did win the game, which means now that RNG can only have a maximum of 5 points if they win the next series and draw versus Liquid. So if OG win this next game, they are guaranteed that semifinal slot.
Ooh. And I wonder what that's going to mean for who's first, who's second, who's third as well. But we will have to wait and see. Make sure you've got both streams open as well. Obviously, if you can hear us, you're talking to us here, you're listening in, just add another tab. Add the _B just so that you're catching all the action.
You can do that multi-stream, Twitch multi-stream thing?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, I'm a boomer. I actually I have to use 2 screens to be able to watch both streams. Usually one is on a TV.
You have 2 screens? Wow.
Yeah. I have one of those like old analog TVs, and I like
you walk up and turn the knob.
I walk up and turn the knob. I put the computer next to it, but you know, we need to
get through all like the Twitch channels, and you got to scroll endlessly.
Yeah, to be honest, it actually takes a really long time, and I have to go tune in on the talent room right now because my radio is broken currently. So you guys need to give me some time. I apologize. We're gonna take a small break, and then hopefully we come back with Game 2.
مع التحديث الجديد لستي تي بلاي تجربة جديدة للكل. لو جوك دايم تحديات، نافس وانضم للبطولات، استكشف الشات والتايم لاين وتسوق من متجر التطبيق. الليدر بورد على تفاعلك بالتطبيق، والجوائز الأسبوعية والشهرية على نظام النقاط تنتظرك. ستي تي بلاي، مهما كان جوك هذا محلك.
And we're live here. Hello, welcome to the panel once again. Game 2 between TSM and OG is about to occur. Richie, careful, don't get hit by that camera.
Oh, yeah, there she
That
goes.
was a close one.
There
Close
she goes.
one.
She's zooming along there.
Yeah, much like these teams are zooming along to finish the series.
Great segue, great,
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
Good save.
Yeah,
big
thank
claps,
you,
big
thank
claps. But game 2, that's where it all comes down to. Of course, not so much to play for anymore for TSM. Obviously, they needed the 2-0, but OG, they still want that 2-0 because of what you were saying before, Richie, with the outcome on the other stream, with Liquid being able to take that game 1 up against RNG.
Yeah, indeed. TSM, of course, already basically locked in at 4th. They cannot improve. Liquid, of course, now improved to 2 and 5. Best they can do. Well, actually,
I mean, I guess
say that if TSM, yeah, they would like to get that extra 50K for what is 7th to 8th place finish, right? So they also still have something to play for. It would also deny OG of a super clean and guaranteed first place and direct to semifinals round. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math on the calculations quite yet on what that would really look like.
No, we'll figure it out eventually. But if you told me I could play 1 game of Dota for the potential to win, what, 1/5 of that, my share of $10,000 out of the 50, I will take that. I mean, there's a lot to play for still, and pride. I mean, Anna is a very proud person, hates to lose.
Fair enough, but if I was TSM right now, you told me that the guys who beat me the last major, I can take away their chances of ending well in groups. I am taking that over any sort of money. You know, that's the real Dota player. You don't play this game to enjoy yourself. You play it to make others miserable.
Yes, and I have to say, TSM, I thought their draft was better. I just have faith in OG to be able to perform in those clutch situations.
Right.
We saw it there with BZM multiple times. I mean, Tiger with the Lotus Orb. Like, it was crazy, the amount of like big plays that they had to make to overcome this super farm Terrorblade.
Yeah, if you had Sunder, I think if had Sunder that fight properly, right? I think they probably turned that around.
Yeah, they probably win the game, to be honest. They had to use a couple of buybacks previously, so they wouldn't have had the availability to come back into the fight if you continued the push.
I even have to really commend like Amar's itemization this game. Nothing too flashy, right? It's basically the essentials what Viper needs, right? An earlier Hurricane Pike, and then the Heaven's Halberd immediately, and then finally BKB. So you're still able to have a decent amount of impact throughout the game, and was able to get a couple of clutch disarms onto Tomato more than a few times.
Well done. Well, I'm really excited to see this game too. There's another point as well to be made for why TSM is playing this, and you made this point a little bit, Richie, earlier in the first draft, which is that they're looking to see if they can solidify that mid to late game ending of the games, you know, making sure that they don't make the wrong decisions. They've had usually like maybe 5 minutes of loose Dota, not the tightest Dota, not the efficient one, and this is a good, really, really good practice session for them.
For sure. I think, you know, the case in point here for this one is right about that second Aegis, right, where Brian was able to snatch it. However, you're obviously still getting the shard.
Right.
OG with a pretty good pick-off as they are able to kill, I believe, Moonmeander right after he bought Blink Dagger, so he didn't have buyback for that crucial fight, right, against Ursa. You always want to contest second Roche with everything you got.
Sure.
TSM, of course, still well aware of that, so they show up to the fight anyway, and Timato in position, ready to go at that time with the Eye of Scotty, is actually still able to beat back the rest of OG despite, you know, being a man down.
Yep. We're gonna have to see. As in this game number 2, I'm interested in what these drafts could turn into as well. I'm curious because will TSM bring something different to the table? I mean, they seem really prepared with the first couple of picks, particularly getting rid of Amar's heroes, but then the Viper still seem like an issue. Can someone stall Amar? Like, he just plays these lane dominators. He still has the Huskar, for example, which hasn't shown up in a while. Still a possible lane dominator for him. What are the options? How do you stop this kid?
Good question. I mean, I feel like TSM had the right idea at the very start of the draft, and like we were saying, they drafted the DK. I know it's something that's been done in the past before. Some people will say it came from SEA, some people will say it came from NA, but
the people from SEA are right.
Correct, yes,
yeah,
absolutely,
exactly.
It was Zephyr. But
thank you.
The big thing is they had that flexibility. You have the potential to move this Viper into a support role, whether it be 4 or 5, if you were really wanting.
I thought I was going to get to say hi to myself. Did you see that? Timato was opening the Twitch stream.
But basically, it meant that you didn't have that danger of being run over. Like I said, they picked that Marcy super early on. It's a very dangerous lane if you're having to go up against that as a Viper. So
hey, it worked!
Timato, how's it going?
You'll love it. You'll love to see it. But yeah, it's basically coming through where they use this DK to maximum effect, right? I think it's just so good at so many things. You've got farming potential. You've got pushing potential. You're sturdy. You can go into multiple lanes. Like, instant stuns for something like a puck if the enemy team chooses to pick it against you. It's just a really solid hero that now even has the potential to go late game with the Aghanim Scepter. This is something that's come from NA, like Gunner building a Manta style after the Ag Scepter to even give vision, just standing the illusion on high ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like at this point, you know, because with the discussion revolving around Amar's heroes, like you have to wonder if TSM ought to go for a slightly different opening, because, well, here's the Timbersaw first phase band. Again, if they go with the Razor as they have done last game, as they have now done 6 games in a row, you have to wonder if something's not working. Yeah, as OG immediately snapping the Viper yet again.
Well, okay, but maybe they're following the Puppey ideals, and I think there's a point to what he's saying. You know, you stick to your guns. Maybe what's not working is in-game, maybe what's not working is outside of the draft. And I like that they're sticking to their guns. I agree that they should just keep on trying until they admit that this is broken or find exactly what else is broken here. I mean, Puppey, it took him a whole DPC season, he's finally figured it out.
Yeah, and it's not to mean that, like, you know, Misery, obviously, pretty smart dude, right? I don't think he's in any way surprised, like, oh my god, they picked the Viper again.
No,
like,
they knew it.
They have something prepared for this, right? So yes, I like that you point that out, because, you know, that's not what I was trying to come at this from. It's just
of course.
6 games in a row. We'll see. Maybe this is the one that works for TSM.
I just like stubbornness. You know, the more stubborn you are as a Dota team. I mean, Kuro, he's been stubborn for like 3 years. He's doing it now, so it's just a matter of the long term.
It's a matter of time. You know, eventually, if you keep hitting that forehead against the wall, it's going to break. One of the two.
That is true. No, the wall. If it's my head, the wall is going to break. Let me tell you.
But back to the draft, we do see the Viper come out here. This time around, they made sure to ban the Marcy. They were really scared about the potential of going up against one of the strongest supports in the game for this Viper pick. So this feels like they don't need that flexibility quite as much. I was thinking they might still go down the DK route because it was into the puck. Mid lane, not too bad. You still have the flexibility to move it around, but clearly the Tiny, such a strong pick still as well. So the thing is, for me, I think the way that TSM need to do this is they need to be playing heavily around rotating through to Amar's lane and making sure to punish him. Like, eventually you're going to get a Dragon Lance, you're going to have, like, power treads, you know, be this fighting reasonably tanky menace, but if you've got a Nature's Prophet TPing to you, if you've got a puck rotating to you, you're gonna die, right? There's no way for you to be able to TP away. I want to see a couple of stuns come out for TSM, a strong-ish lane that's going to go even on farm, and then just punish him with kill after kill past the, let's say, 6-minute mark.
Okay.
Yeah, you highlighted the Marcy ban last time around. For OG, that was instead where the Furion gets banned, so they are going to immediately pick that up for TSM. Perhaps that was part of the strategy versus this Amar kind of threat you're talking about.
And a lot of respect coming through from Dubu as well. I thought he played a pretty good game too. A couple of eggs weren't perfectly on the mark, but the Sunrays almost always were. So making sure to take that away so that TSM don't have that potential. Of course, it's such a great ability to be able to scale into the late game for what we're assuming could potentially be a mid-tiny. Of course, there still is the flexibility, but I think you just want to make sure that that percentage damage against one of the beefiest heroes in the game is taken out of the equation.
Yep. And now TSM takes away the Void Spirit just in case Tiny does not go mid. Make sure they take away the biggest puck response out from the OG pool. We'll see. Maybe this means that TSM is looking to pick other heroes that also deal with a Tiny, like the Bane or Dragon Knight, whatever it is, to make sure that mid-Tiny feels less appealing.
Very possible. I think they could very easily go into a Winter Wyvern though on OG. I think it's very good against the puck just to be able to set up for that stun combination with the Tiny to come in. Even against the Nature's Prophet, you're able to prevent a lot of the split push. Even just having the Treants there as a target that makes it a full duration Winter's Curse as opposed to just that 2-second one to set up if you're just tossing it out randomly in the lane. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see that one come out for OG. And it's going to be up to TSM to be able to respond to that.
Okay. Okay, so they get rid of the Lycan, they're really getting rid of all the Zoo. They still have, once again, the potential Visage on TSM if they want to run that.
Yeah, and this time the Ench is still open for them as well, which OG banned out in game 1.
True.
So those.
Yeah, I like the Ench, actually.
I like the Ench.
Yeah, so that's a potential solution here too with TSM. They could just open up with, once again, they'll ban out the Lone Druid. We talked earlier in our first draft how impossible it kind of feels to ban these, like, last pick out of nowheres, but 2 games in a row now for the Lone Druid. And can I just say very quickly before we move on to the next one, I've been really impressed with Bryle in the last game, and overall throughout this tournament. I don't think that that last game, or if you just take a look at TSM's score in isolation, really speaks for how much this guy has been doing for the team. I think he's playing at a level that is even better than he did at the Stockholm Major. He's He's playing very well.
I think the whole team is playing really well. And actually, what's interesting is that all the TSM matches have been really good, and their opponents seem to be elevated by how well they're playing mechanically. Like, TSM certainly does not look like a weak team, and I don't think their scoreline necessarily represents the skill level they'll bring into this major. Sorry, to this
big event. Major
big event. Major event is what I meant to say.
There we go,
Apologies
there
for
we
that.
go.
Thinking about Stockholm. But yeah, the Dawnbreaker is being picked up here from TSM as well. Is this Dawnbreaker as a support?
Well, previously they've paired it together with a Chaos Knight with pretty good impact, and I feel like that's a reasonable way to go about it, right? I think this could be like a position 4 Dawnbreaker paired together with a position 1 CK. Again, it gives you that potential to go about and gank the Viper as much as possible. CK, strong laner. So if I'm TSM, I'm probably looking to go into something like Ench plus whatever core Tomato wants to be playing.
If I'm OG here, I'm really considering banning this Nyx Assassin right now. I do not want this Ench to be enabled as a core with a Furion as well. That global lineup is terrifying between these two heroes.
And it's now an even better Wyvern game. Into the Dawnbreaker, you just curse wherever that Solar Guardian's coming out, but it's a Lich instead. All right, new hero Pog champ. I love to see it.
That's really good actually, because
that
the
makes sense.
Frost Shield damage reduction, up to 70%, will work against the Dawnbreaker's Startbreaker, right?
Well, it's bigger. It's a bigger deal if the Dawnbreaker's a core, of course. Like that's really what you're looking to try and itemize for. But even just for the chase down potential, right? You toss that onto a Bristleback, very effective. And if they do go down that minus armor strat that I was talking about with the CK into a Viper, that makes him very squishy. Suddenly a Lich is there with all of that physical damage reduction, then Viper's actually able to just stand and man fight.
Oh, fascinating choice. I mean, we talked about this earlier. I think it was another panel, Richie, that we were talking about this, where the Viper goes banned. When they need another break, what break is their Hoodwink?
Yeah.
And certainly still a hero that seems fine. Usually when a pair with a stronger offlaner that has some kill potential, so this might indicate Dawnbreaker's not that offlaner, but it looks like a strong hero, and it certainly looked that way before we reached.
They've got a lot of like pickoff potential on TSM right now, right? You Sprout, that gives you an easy bushwhack. You don't need to use the Acorn shot. Sprout into Solar Guardian as well, able to come through. Dream Coil into Solar Guardian. So that means that OG are really going to be mindful of Amar, because he's a great player. This game, he is very capable of feeding consistent kills unless you're constantly in place to be able to protect him. Like, they are going to be focusing hard on this Viper to make sure that he gets a slower than usual BKB, because fights just become so much easier once he's got that BKB, and probably a 4-staff is going to be on the agenda for this Lich here.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about this Hoodwink pick, because I still maybe would have liked to see the Ench a bit better, if only because it has that Dispel versus this Frost Shield, which is going to be a really big problem for them. This NP is going to have a lot of difficulty scaling. If this Dawnbreaker is not a core, it's not as big as a deal as you're saying, but you know, with the Luminosity crit, as well as Adesso being commonly picked up on a core Dawnbreaker, you're going to severely be needing a Dispel against that Frost Shield. So that's something that's a little bit scary. Oh, the Ogre, sorry, the Troll, pardon me.
Yeah.
What does have a Dispel on his Scepter.
I am interested by that though, because usually Lich is considered pretty strong against Troll.
Agreed.
Against BB, you just look at the way, and Troll seems very, very weak.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you go for like the Diffusal Blade build on Troll, has been the more popular one these days. Bristleback could suffer to that, but it is an interesting pick. I wanted to point out one last thing that I think is interesting TSM is doing is both Sprout and Bushwhack reduce or take away your vision, right?
Yeah.
Which is particularly fantastic against these heroes like Bristleback, which just come in and give vision to your whole team. Viper fulfills that role in the early. Tiny V's core also does that. And being able to prevent that initiation can be huge for TSM.
Yeah.
But the Bristle, like, he's one of those heroes that he doesn't need a, like,
vision, he just hits things.
He hits things, and you're building into like you know, Phase Boots, Vanguard, Aghanim Scepter. You can hold on to the Quelling Blade for quite some time, right?
Fair point.
You are able to have that item slot free to be able to deal with this lineup a little bit more effectively.
I like the starter pick. What do you think of that?
It's some instant catch that they needed for the park outside of the Tiny. I don't think you can address it with just one hero at this stage. It's still way too good. The fact that you haven't exactly revealed what the position 1 is going to be is a little bit of a concern. I mean, if I'm TSM, they've actually gone ahead and banned the Terrorblade themselves. It would have been a great TB if they were able to get it now, just all of that high armor, but it looks like it might be a POS 1 Dawnbreaker.
I think POS 1 NP though.
Maybe. Possible. Tomato might use the Tomato cosmetics if it's a POS 1 MP, the new one that came out, the Treants, they're all turning into tomatoes.
Right. When
Spam this tomato.
When an Australian says that, it makes sense. Now I understand what you were trying to talk about earlier.
Yeah.
The tomatoes, there we go.
He's, you know, Danog is always spamming tomato for tomato. I mean, it just never ends. Make sure you do it as well, chat. His TSM with the win here, you know, again, do guarantee themselves that 4th place finish. OG already moving on. And with this draft, actually, I kind of favor them here, to be quite honest with you. I think Hoodwink feels slightly underwhelming.
What about you, Dunham?
I am just such a big fan of how they're able to take these team fights on OG and identify what's going to win them the team fight, right? What is the key thing that we need to be focusing on? I think that's by far the most important thing in Dota right now.
Okay, we'll see if Denong's right here and tomatoes for Timado are going to be strong enough, or if they're going to lose the second game as well. We're going to go to our casters to narrate this wonderful account.
Thank you very much, Avo, and this is the second game. We'll see if OG can take it 2-0. You said there was something on the line for this second game, and are you right? Are you sure you're correct with your information?
Never am. But
Never am. That's why I don't listen to him, guys.
Dude, I do think that I'm onto something. Though.
Okay, you might be onto something. Are you onto something with this draft?
For OG, yes, I like the draft quite a bit, but I feel like this Nature's Prophet should really be suffering against the Viper and Slaughter lane. It's not going to be easy at all for him.
They gave him the Viper this time again. It was those bans, Tipper Razor.
It's actually on Tiger.
Give him the Viper. I think they felt after last game they beat it with quotations in the laning stage.
Yeah.
And maybe they thought that they could do that again and work towards splitting the series.
Yeah.
Elimination or not, there's Dota to be played. Give it your all.
Wait,
Never give up.
OG, Nigma went 1-1, right?
Yes.
So if they're tied for the top 1 and 2, I believe there's going to be a coin flip to decide who's first.
No. I'm not going to guess. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not guessing.
Yeah, check the rules.
I don't want to check the rules. I don't have the rule book in front of me.
It's right there.
No, it is right in front of me. It says, this is unofficial information. This is Wikipedia. Come on.
Yeah.
If there is a tie over 3rd or 4th,
Pick for mate.
yeah, I couldn't read it all. Tiebreaker matches will be played, 2-way tie BO3, more than 2-way BO1. For ties that are not resolved via tiebreakers, the following metrics will be used. Head-to-head, number of 2-0 series, record versus the first team below the tied teams, continuing to each subsequent team below the tied teams until the tie is resolved. 4, coin flip.
What does
Slash
randomization mean?
Randomization.
RNG generator?
Maybe. Like a number generator. I never get picked.
I choose 1, 3, and 5.
I mean, I guess you're playing them. What is this all chatting going on?
Biggest stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
With the cleanest
Big
room.
fan, Misha. Same. Liar. A little bit of with the cleanest room. You know, all that. Thank you. We'll see. We'll see how this game goes. Let's start breaking it down a little bit. We'll give our cooperative Nostradamus prediction. That's the right words. Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, Tomato's reconnected, but we'll continue. Laning stage, who do you think wins? How do you think each lane goes? Winner, loser?
Okay, let me see. So we have... Alright, so bot lane should go the way of TSM.
Okay.
Prophet and Dawnbreaker are very strong early on, especially. And you have the free refill, which is very strong against Viper.
True.
And Slaughter shouldn't really be able to get on top of you. Easily, at least. Then mid lane, Tiny versus Puck. Wow, just like the last game. So it's going to be 5-5 trade farm lane again. And then we have... What is it? Hoodwink and Brewmaster against... Alright, Lich and Bristleback should destroy that lane, like, real hard.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the lanes, if you're going to predict it correctly. I'll come back to you for mid-game in just a moment, because we are going through the portal into this game number 2.
Yeah.
And it should be a fun one. I'm excited. The first game was fun. I thought it was very back and forth. I think TSM had their moments.
They played the lineup very well. It was just unfortunate they made like 1 or 2 really brief mistakes.
Yeah.
That ultimately ended up costing them the game. And it was purely based because on them having a lineup that is meant to play aggressively, right? Sometimes you're a little bit over-aggressive. You get punished for it.
Sometimes you're over-aggressive and you win the game. It's 50-50.
It is 50-50, always in life, isn't it? But Roshan is like an absolute pushover this game. At least if OG does it.
Right.
Slaughter plus Bristleback, like, he's gonna die in like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Or 4.
Or 3.
3.5.
Okay, we can agree on that. That's fine.
Yeah.
So we've seen Safe Lane Bristle here. We've seen it in the past at TPC. What's your favorite build with this Bristle? And hold that thought, because I think Saberlight, he might be in a lot of trouble here. They've got the tree toss. Saberlight, he'll turn around knowing he's dead. BZM recording first blood. OG, I think, what, 2nd game in a row that they're getting first blood in this series?
Yeah. It's, I don't know if you didn't expect them to be 4 there. Maybe they thought there would be 4 on the bottom row instead. But yeah, that's the first blood for the Tiny, which is going to make the mid lane quite a bit harder for the puck. And your question was what again? Sorry, I never really listened to you.
Nothing. You know, now you've insulted me.
Don't be like that.
now I've got nothing. Amar's on the Slardar, Taiga's on the Viper. Baited them, thinking maybe Viper was Amar's hero.
Yeah, they
With
also
that
played as
first
5 on Misha, so they're very flexible with that Viper pick. I'm just curious why exactly they picked the Slaughter. Obviously, it's very good against the Prophet, because usually Prophet's strong timing is that like BKB. But when you're a Slaughter, you don't really care too much about the BKB.
Pretty true. Some may refute your knowledge, but then they get called out for it, because you've been right.
Thank you.
About, what, 95% of the time?
Around there.
I'll give you 96.
Everybody's allowed some mistakes, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Come on. Would it be life without some mistakes? 7-0 for this puck over mid. We saw Bryle have a very good start in the first game. I mean, realistically, TSM as a whole had a pretty good start. They opened up the game for Tomato quite a bit on that Terrorblade. Now, this time around, they've got a puck, a hero we've talked about that makes its moves, gets that 6, maybe is the jumping off point for the side lanes, because he comes over, Dream Coil, you get 1 or 2 kills, and your side lanes might feel a little bit more confident.
Yeah, this game is not as free over puck game as it was last game, though. It's going to be the Slaughter as well as the Sinister Gaze of Lich. You have the Tiny Avalanche as well that you can't phase shift through. Until you get a Kaya Sancho at least. And yeah, it's not going to be easy. We have to see how strong Tomato gets early on. And Yuragi didn't skill into the goo just yet. Once that comes out together with the Frost Nova, there's a lot of aggressive potential.
And that viscous nasal goo, quite thick and
Gooey.
Gooey. Don't want to be having that all over you. And Saberlight's on this Brewmaster. We haven't seen a lot when we've been casting Chinese Dota. We've seen it here or there, maybe in the 5, maybe in the 3. In this game, how do you think it's going to do?
It really depends on how good Saberlight plays the hero. It's very much like an expert sort of hero, where we have seen, as you said, in China even, some players are amazing with it. It looks absolutely broken. Others are like, it just make it look very average. So we'll see how Saberlight performs on this.
I mean, wasn't it one of the lower teams in the division that like
CDC,
ratted? Yeah, CDC in Division 2, who ended up getting promoted, were basically using, what, Ag's Refresher to just use those charges to take towers and buildings. It was disgusting. Moomiander, meanwhile, he's getting low. Those quills are hitting, but they're not killing just yet. You don't want to get too many quills in you. I've seen so many pictures of people who have messed with porcupines in the past.
Yeah.
Even dogs. And accidentally bite the porcupine, and they're just like, this is my life now.
Spikes are never fun. Even the spiky fences.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you tried to climb one as a kid for fun.
Yuragi. Saberlight, you need to be careful. The turn is potentially there. But he, again, still hasn't gone into the Viscous Nasal Goo. He goes level 2 into the Quills. So he wants to maybe just feel a little bit more confident. He's got the Spring of Health. He can step forward, throw the Quills, add that damage, and potentially get a kill that way, especially with the Lich getting a level or 2. But I say that, Misha's been caught. He'll ask Ferocious help, but he won't abide. Moomiander gets credit for the kill over on that Lich, and Moomiander coming out of the lane for a second does allow Saberlight to get a little bit by himself. But it's not really changing much for where Yuragi's at in his game plan.
You never get the bash when you want it. He really wanted the bash there to get the deny. But yeah, never happening if you want it, only if you don't want it. And level 4 for Bristol. Okay, he goes into the goo.
Saberlight, Viscous Nasal Goo. They've got the Sinister Gaze, and how sinister is this gank? Not really at all. That was a a low-level villain.
Yeah. Still growing early game.
Yeah.
How do we call them? Movement actually now. There's the bushwhack, of course.
Yeah, but he's trying. Ooh, that was a good job there by Yuragi using that quelling blade to take away the tree potentially. That he might have even been bushwhacked too.
Yeah. Honestly, you can never really get bushwhacked in the middle of the lane, just because if you're very on top of your game, you can always quell and blade the tree that's gonna come out.
And you can kind of see what he's doing. He's quelling blading. He's quelling. Don't even use the word blade. Hold on. Saberlight. He's going in. He's looking for Misha. Misha's got the help of his shield, so Saberlight, he's in some trouble. They want a high five. They'll go after Moomiander next. He needs to run, but these coils hurt. They're going to stack bushwhacks there. Moomiander should, with that, survive. And as I was saying, you know, Yuragi's using that quelling blade to chop down these trees to make it harder for the bushwhacks to land if they want to make that pressure move.
Yeah, it's the same as when you play against a tree, right? You just want to get rid of as many trees as possible. But this is very good for Hoodwink though, because he's going to reach level 6 fast, which means you get into the sharpshooter fast, and that is the biggest problem Bristleback will have to deal with for a long time in this game.
I guess the question becomes, do they have the control then and follow that up and, you know, make the kills and make the plays happen?
Misha in trouble again potentially. No mana on the puck.
Avalanche toss coming through into Moomiander. Now he's the one in trouble, and dead BZM happy for the feed, the injection of gold. They've got the Starbreaker coming through on a Taiga on this Viper, doing some damage on a Bryle. Dream Coil committed, phase shift, no Avalanche for a second. Does landed on the edge. Oh, Bryle so close to dead, and he's got no boots. He's on the run. Tiny's trying to catch up. He'll pick up a tree. High five, Bryle. Oh, phase shift, no. Not tricked. BZM, he's got it. He's got the kill, and the crowd's excited about that one.
Yeah, boots of speed, saving lives. Not today though. He's getting pulled back in on Moomiander. Viper's ping as well. Do they have enough slow to kill him? He has no TP. Oh, they're staying on top of him,
This is
and
a problem.
he's gone.
Yeah, he is looking like he's going to die eventually. Bottom lane too, Tomato, he's in trouble. Slithering Crush, Sprout. Oh,
One more hit.
Creeps blocking him. Oh.
Close.
The Treants, the Creeps, they were all against Samar on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, both actually, and then the way I was putting it metaphorically, I guess.
And we know how much Amar likes getting tipped. He's definitely going to get tipped back on Tomato. Maybe even right now.
Oh, yeah. Now he's got the help from Taiga. Welcome back to the lane. This is their welcome party. Tomato wants mercy, but they ain't going to give it to him.
Yeah. And it's kind of the problem that you're running into when your nature's profit against Slaughter. Like, he's level 6 now, so the same becomes pretty much impossible.
Oh, gosh.
Just like
Saberlight.
that.
What? Avalanche toss? Okay.
Just ran in that
That
line.
is not what you want. Sinister Gaze, they'll go after Bryle. He's got the Illusory Orb, so he should survive it all. Moomiander missing the Bushwhack, too. That is not what you want, and especially not what you want from Saberlight.
Yeah, I don't even know how he ended up there, and low enough HP to actually get burst down. Now Moomiander, dead as well.
Gosh.
Coil in the Lich.
Yeah, well, Misha, he'll not survive this. It's a trade, I guess. But this feels like more of a...
Hasted Viper, he might be in trouble.
Oh, Bryle on the run.
Oh, the
High
tree.
five again? Okay, well, that's not going to work out for you.
Now why does the tree toss give vision and slows and damages? What else does it need to do?
And if you've got the shard, it cleaves. Well,
50 away.
it stays, you know what I mean? You get to keep it.
Well, if you're getting amplified, you never want to be amplified. He's going to slow somebody
you
hammer.
don't.
And
Oh boy, level 6 on the Viper. They'll run down Dubu. It is just all OG at the moment. They are 4,000 net worth. Oh my.
do you like the sound when Slaughter bashes someone? It sounds so violent, right?
It's very... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is... Sounds like it hurts. As it should. Highest amount of kills at 9 minutes on any hero this event. 6. We were doing a lot of
Maybe
9-minute
7 now.
stats. We had the last hit stat that came up at 9 minutes. Avalanche toss. Who will get the last hit of said kill if they get it? They go into the primal split. They'll look with the hammer and the Starbreaker. The Celestial Hammer does the damage. The Starbreaker gets the kill, and Dubu will get credit for that one on Misha. They've got the Bushwhack to follow this up. It's hard to kill the Bristleback. They're going to try, though, but his back is bristled, and his bite is deafening. They'll go in, they'll get the kill on the Saberlight. This is not looking too great at the moment. Maybe if they get the kill on the Bristle, but it's already costing them so much, and they're running around. They get the kill on Dubu as well as Bryle. Finally, Yuragi dies, but Mumiender falls. It's 4 heroes dead. On the side of TSM, they are throwing bodies and hoping something sticks.
Yeah, and guess who doesn't give a damn about any of that? Yep, it's Amar. He's Mask of Madness, he's happy, he's farming creeps.
Third on the net worth. Very far ahead of these other heroes.
The Tiny, though, is becoming an absolute
monster,
menace.
A boulder, if you will. He's not so tiny anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly not. Even Tiger on his 4 Viper, like, seems so impactful. It's actually kind of crazy.
Tiny's not a hero that snowballs. He rock slides. Right?
Avalanches.
Oh, that too. Well, that's snow. Just rock is rock sliding.
They see Timado running at him. They have no blink dagger initiation, but he gets rooted actually.
Oh no!
Okay.
Timado, that's not what you want. Avalanche comes in. By the way, Dubu's dead. Amar, he's got another the Sinister Gaze to lock down Timado. That's going to be 2 around the map. This is a monster kill streak for BZM. Really just disgusting what they're able to accomplish right now.
He's into the Midas on the Prophet, but he is very, very, very underfarmed, obviously. Going to puck again.
Yeah,
Can't get out.
Avalanche toss, Bryle. Oh boy.
The poison! Okay, he's fine.
Is he fine? All right, you say that, and he's forced to use Dream Foil defensively again. Okay. Not this time.
Not this time.
Ooh, Wrath of Nature.
Not that wrathful today.
Yeah, not yet, but they are up top with 3 heroes. They're trying to get a tier 1 tower, and they will. So they succeed in getting something here.
And guess who doesn't give a crap about anything? Still Amar.
Amar.
It is still Amar. I love the way he plays. It's just so like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like, hey, Amar, can you TP? He's like, no, I'm farming.
What do you think?
What do you
the
mean?
answer to that? Yeah.
I'm farming heroes. I'm farming creeps. Like, what do you want from me? I'm 2-0-1, 86-15. Oh, by the way, Bristle, I have more net worth than you. Oh my. He's going BKB Blink on that Swordar next. Tomato, what do you got over here? Got yourself that Midas. You're looking for the Maelstrom, but you still sit pretty far back.
Yeah, Slada is going to have a blink dagger now, and if he finds that Prophet split pushing ever, he's just dead. There's nothing you can do. You can't sprout him. Well, I guess you could sprout him, but sprint also gives you unit walking, obviously, so you don't even need phase boost on the hero. You're dead.
Ooh.
That was a shot on the miss.
Gotta calibrate the scope on that one. Viper Strike waiting Rift. They've got themselves the silence. They're gonna look here for Taiga. They've got 4 heroes joining into this one. Is that really what you want to be doing to commit here onto the 4 position Viper? It's a lot, but they don't lose anything, so it is a positive.
Yeah, certainly is. So Amar's sitting at 2.3k gold. Didn't buy the blink yet, didn't buy any components yet. He's probably thinking hard.
He's waiting to hear what you say.
Oh. Well, he already bought it, so I can't say it now. But I wanted to say he was going to buy
Well,
blink.
you were talking about Blink before, so maybe he caught up. And
all right, stream delay, whatnot.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
They're definitely not watching stream, guys. Come on, relax. I was going to do a little bit of chat interaction, see if they were going to go BKB or Blink, and let chat decide.
Chat is always wrong, even if they're right.
Chat's 14k, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Combined.
So, it's insulting a lot of people. I'm in chat right now.
You should be working. What are you doing in chat?
Not actually. But BZM, he's farming, he's top of the net worth, he's rolling like a boulder.
He also has a double damage and 300 gold away from Blink. And then they have 2 Blinks. And they can also do Roshan whenever they want. This game is very, very open right now for OG. Looking for Saberlight, but he's just waddling away.
Doing the waddle.
Can you call it waddling what the Brewmaster does? Sort of, kind of? A little bit?
I don't know. It's more like the upper body. I guess it's a little waddle.
Yeah.
You know, it's really where the gravity falls on him.
You know,
Then he's
farming
mono.
3 lanes in Dota B Cup is usually illegal,
Yeah,
but OG has been doing it for like the whole game.
the whole tournament.
Whole time.
Like, seriously, we talk about it a lot with OG, right? That the fact that they get away with where they're able to farm so aggressively and they're not getting punished. It's 16-7, they have a 5K lead. You talked about Amar, he's got a lot of farm. Like, all 3 cores on the side of OG are super farmed for this moment.
Yeah.
They want to grab Bryle, but
They're gonna blink on Tiny now too, so who is safe? Nobody.
nobody. Tomato may not even be safe here. Hat is tier 2.
But he wants to be safe.
You'd like to think so. Top lane. Blink looking for the Slithering Crush. He's got himself the Corrosive Haze out onto Moomiander. And he's just going to give up. There are multiple fights going on. It's a 2-pronged attack. The Solar Guardian comes out. It's going to slam down out onto the Bristleback. Yuragi saved by the sinister gaze of Misha, who's sprouted up. I mean, it feels like Misha's really not taking that much damage from this Nature's Prophet. They get the kill on a Saberlight. He's not able to get the Primal Split off. Dream Coil is used. Yuragi still soaking all this damage. They are not going to kill the Bristleback. He's able to run. They've got the Celestial Hammer down, but they don't want to jump towards it. They just want to burn some trees and maybe deter OG, but that's not happening. Great phase shift from Brau to avoid the Slither Crush coming out from Amar, and it's a 1-for-1. They finally did take Misha, but they never got Yuragi. He was at about 100 health and still oh so confident.
Yeah, also nice AWP dodge at the very end there. Otherwise, he might have died. Potentially not. But yeah, he's very close to his Aggron Scepter now, and then they're probably just gonna go Roche.
And that goo gets even thicker.
And more widely spread.
Yeah. Starts to get spelled with 2 C's. So OG, you know, they're not trading too much. They're still farming around the map. They're extending their lead. What do TSM have to do?
I mean, they're running a Prophet lineup, and Prophet lineups are always designed to be very aggressive. So Brewmaster and Puck will have to find some openings that potential Prophet can TP into, and they need to start killing heroes. They were not supposed to be 7k behind at this point, 8k, sorry. Because they don't have a whole lot of damage right now. Bristleback is very tanky, Tiny is really tanky. So Slarda, like, who are you gonna focus? Pick your poison.
I pick Viper because he's got poison. Thank you. I appreciate the chuckle. You're chuckling, chat saying cringe. It's okay.
There's some ha-has in chat.
It's a little ha-ha. Yeah. By the way, Tiny going Axe. I'm interested in that.
Tiny going Axe, okay, yeah. Makes perfect sense with Echo Saber because all the time, every time you get hit by a tree, you get slowed with the Echo Saber slow. And that's also basically like the quote-unquote hard carry build out of the mid nowadays. You go into that, and then Silver Edge, and just pure damage. You become like an artillery, basically. Which is very good because you already have a Bristleback at the front, you have a Slard at the front. If any hero is amped and you throw these trees at them, they're dead.
Oh, okay.
Anyone.
Look at that TP out on the cliff, being the ward himself. It's like when SpongeBob was becoming the flower, saying photosynthesis. Tomato was up there saying, I am the ward.
Yeah, he must have been because he's trying to build an Agnum Scepter on Prophet carry, which is really unusual because it usually doesn't really do a whole lot, especially against BKBs. It gives you a nice root, but nobody wants that.
So
might just be a placeholder, you know.
Okay.
Don't get too excited, but it's not that good.
I am excited though. Already.
You got back to the top.
Yeah, they might be able to get this kill here out on a Bryle. Oh gosh. Yeah, never in doubt. There was a lot of damage there that came through and ended up getting this Puck down and out.
Oh, look at Roshan now. Yeah,
they're gonna go for Roche. They're trying to take this Aegis. First Aegis of the game. Look how quickly he dies. Where's your armor, Roche? Oh, you're supposed to be this mini boss. They'll go for BZM. They've got the sharpshooter, but here come the TPs. They committed with the Sword Guardian. Now Dubu's in trouble. Celestial Hammer, BZM burning out, ends up dying to Saberlight. Now Dubu, though, he's in some trouble. They've got the Britzel up into the air thanks to the Cyclone from this final split. Last Panda, last hope, and, well, now, last life, it seems like. Saberlight goes down, Dubu drops. 3 heroes gone inside of TSM. That was with Bryo dropping top. Double kill for Amar. Comes with him all the way across the map, and they end up getting the Tiny. They get the Lich, so it's not nothing for that, but it's costly.
Yeah. They actually made up 2k gold difference in that fight, despite trading like even heroes, because they killed a very, very, very rich Tiny. How is Tomato looking? Still has the axe queued up. I just don't think he's gonna go through with that. Like, it makes no sense with the BKBs coming up.
Sure, maybe. I'd love to know what he was thinking. I want live comms. Look at this heat map. So he's been around a while.
Yeah. Well, his Nation's Prophet can be anywhere at any point in the game, right?
But he does have some bright lights there on that heat map. So he's been in specific places, obviously longer, even though he's got access to everything.
I mean, he likes the enemy triangle because it's the safest spot on the map right now.
Acorn shot, Bushwhack trying to pick up the double damage, still commits to it, and now he wants Moomiander. Okay, my life may be low, but yours is none. And that means Taiga wins.
Quite
for sure.
handily too. It was an unfair fight though.
2v1.
Backed him up, exactly. And he's still looking for more heroes. He has a BKB now, so I don't even know who can stop him. Well, Timato's dead.
Yeah, this isn't looking good. The right clicks are in, and the damage is out. It's just not looking good here for Tomato. Is he still committed to that Ags? No, he's going Gleipnir.
Yeah, the Ags would have made no sense.
But this is a very rough time to deal with as Puck TP. Oh, Blink looking for it. There was the gas he tried. That would have been super impressive.
Yeah, was very, very close. The radar a little bit broken. Need to recalibrate that. And they're probably just going to be looking to destroy the mid tower now. What's Taiga going for? Good old Rave Pact, of course.
Ooh, Tiny's got the axe.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage. It really will be. Like, if he catches the Puck solo now, he's just dead. At least if you're next to trees. Because, believe it or not, because that axe does nothing if there's no trees around.
So it could be a waste of 4,200 gold, you're telling me.
If they buy 5 Quelling Blades on TSM and cut the whole map, yes.
I love that the tree volley icon looks like Swords of Revealing Light. Basically what it's doing.
Yeah. He's just, so you're saying BGM is basically Yugi?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hard pressed to say if that's the right answer. I feel like, if anything, Yuragi's closest to Yugi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would make sense. Uh-oh.
I wonder if he also changed his size and whatnot.
Oh, no, he gets a little bit taller. I mean, that's what I could wish for.
Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine.
Oh,
there's
only one tree.
The crit. Oh, yeah. I'm just kidding. He doesn't have any crit.
Tomato.
Fake drama.
He's over here just farming where he can. He's got that Gleipnir.
Oh, they know he's there?
Uh-oh. Amar, he wants it. He spots Tomato. There's the Sprout, but... well, all right. Greater Treant. Not sure that's going to matter. Avalanche comes in. Toss up right on top. There's a bash. A couple more right clicks. And, well, Tomato's been squished into some ketchup.
It is just so simple. And we already spoke about it, right? Nation's Prophet in this game really doesn't have any good matchups. They picked the Prophet really early into the draft, right? They must have. Because like, all the cores are very good against him. Quite surprising they put him as a carry. So Bryla's still pushing on the bot lane. Amar's waiting. Oh, if he gets a bash, he might be dead. Ooh. Ooh. Ah.
That's a little sneak peek at our rap album.
He is going into...
oh, Dream Shot. Well, all right, Age is gone.
Wow, but it was about to expire.
Yeah.
Maybe not
so it kind of works out in their favor. They've got the Ice Spire down. Bushwhack lands on it too, so maybe they can follow this up. They've got the Sharpshooter that lands on the Misha. They get the kill there onto the Lich. They wanted that to hit onto the Bristleback, though. All right, Saberlight. He's going to Cyclone this Bristle. He needs to keep the Bears alive this time. But there goes one, there goes two. Now this last one's an endangered species, and they just exterminate him. They have made his Bears extinct.
That damage is absolutely ridiculous. Now Puck is a little bit trapped in the top lane. 40 seconds cooldown on his TP. Amar's looking for him.
Going all the way back. Uh-oh.
The fish anglers are tinkling.
Can he catch him? Blink and blink. But now he's got the catch-up. Not with Tomato left. Ketchup, not Ketchup.
Oh, they're all hunting him though.
Yeah, they
He's got
want
the face.
Ryle.
He's gonna use this really well.
Spire,
Wow.
Chain Frost, one shot. All right, and now he's taking him on a trip.
No TP for
Just
10.
doesn't have his rocket ship.
Ow, 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 ow.
Well, though that, yeah. Okay, that's gonna hurt.
I like how he voice chatted because it's already saved and Papa.
And then he's gone. Bottom lane, Starbreaker, Tomato. I mean, maybe him and Dubu want to try and make something happen, but Yuragi's pleased to take this fight. He's ready to high-five you, and with that hand, smack you down. But, well, instead, Dubu, he'll TP out, and he'll high-five Tomato back in the base. Okay.
Tomato's going for Nova Fire, so he's placing very high stock into the spell and that Frost Shield, of course. That could potentially be a big problem, but they just have a massive lack of damage. They can't kill the Bristol, they can't kill the Tiny. Probably not even the Slaughter, who's going to a Moonshot, so he's going full, like, right-click damage.
They have a massive lack of survivability, too.
Ah, that's always the case against Slaughter, though. It just makes you feel so squishy. Do you see that Pocket full health, 2 trees, boom, boom, you're gone.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
It's more fun.
It is not fun.
And they're hitting the high ground and no one's there to defend. I mean, at this rate, might just be a free Rex. There's a Rave Pact as well.
Well, you've got a lot of extra damage coming from the 10 stacks of the Warpath. Hitting for just about 600
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
when you've got all 10 stacks up.
Yeah, that's bad as well.
It's free racks, then they move over mid.
I mean, Timato's just TPing in and canceling it every time. He's like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do at this point.
It's very tough, down 15,000 net worth. He's trying to push out bottom with the Greater Treants and the Gleipnir, but he needs to be careful. He's been spotted multiple times.
Stuck on the little hill.
Is that a little name tag?
I feel bad for him. Yeah, he has a name tag.
What do we call him?
Scanning.
Joshua.
Oh, okay.
Radiant are
I was gonna
scanning.
say maybe a Jeff or Cooper. I don't know. That one's Cooper.
Justin?
Justin? No. No.
Radiant's middle
Christopher.
tower is under attack.
Sure, because he's walking here.
Exactly. Well,
Mid-tier
mid-range also
3.
no defense. Like, they're just
That'll
giving
go
up
away.
their Rexes for free. Second time now.
Every single time it feels like they're just giving him up for free. And here comes the volley, but oh Molly, that ain't on it. He'll just pick up another tree and he will just go for the racks, and there goes the second set. Yeah. Tomato wants to feed the trees, but he's getting fed trees forcefully. They've got the Sword Guardian coming in with the right clicks coming in from Taiga. They get the kill to Saberlight. They'll take out Dubu. 2 heroes gone to the side of TSM. And again, a tier 3 looking free to drop, as well as the racks. It's going to be mega creeps and, well, a lot of hope lost here for TSM in bringing this game back. I say that, though, top tier 3, that goes down. Tomato's in with Bryle, so they're base racing. And I don't know if you can see me, but I am throwing quotes up because there's the tree volley, there's the kill on a 1. They'll take out Bryle, take them both out. Base race this, because we just erased you.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left in the tank.
They'll fly
Force
back
have
on
been taken out.
Saberlight.
Yeah, but Yuragi's there. He's hitting real hard. Be careful.
Oh, all right.
Careful with your pandas. He's hitting
Yeah,
real hard.
these pandas don't survive
that's the last one
long.
already.
Oh, no. Well, 2 pandas gone. Make it a third. 1, 2, 3 bears, you're out. Or 3 pandas, you're out in the old ball game here. And Yuragi, Misha, they're getting joined with the entire side of OG as they open up the throne. And the tree volley into the base. Moomiander, you're not even safe in your home. Avalanche, they want to toss him out. They're going to make you feel it if you don't call GG. Dubu drops. GG is called, and OG, they take the GG and get the 2-0.
Making it look real easy in game 2. Their draft was quite a bit stronger. Like, I don't understand how they ended up with the Carry Prophet, because he had like 3 pretty bad matchups.
Right.
But yeah, this win was pretty important for OG, I think, because that now means that they're overtaking the previous #1 leader with 6-2. And as we all know, the winner of the group goes directly to the semifinal.
Okay.
So there's a break tomorrow, I believe, for them, right?
I don't know for sure. We'll see how the brackets play out. I'm not sure. But we'll get that information a little bit later. I do know it does push them into a higher prize pool. It pushes them right there. It is quite nice of a feeling to take first in the group. And I mean, OG have really put it on, and they have shown up and it has been quite the performance from them. They've made a lot of these victories, if not all their victories, look pretty easy, pretty simple, and teams need to figure out when we go from group stage into these BO3s